So here's the tea. Toby Flenderson is the Scranton Strangler in the office. We're about to get all up in some tea. So if you're like me, I like to, Netflix and chill here and there, but I'm pretty sure all of you have watched The Office, and if you haven't watched The Office, where have you been? So if you watch The Office, you know that there is a criminal amongst the people of Scranton, and that criminal goes by the name of the Scranton Strangler.
This move, he can't get you.
Well, I think that he could counter that move. The Scranton Strangler is a professional strangler.
Oh, please, I wish he'd come after me. I would be like...
Right throat!
That's what she said.
The Scranton Strangler has been known to be a very ominous, secretive person in the area that goes around strangling people in their sleep at their homes.
If you're out there, Strangler, you will get caught. By me.
Basically, Toby Flenderson is the high-key suspect.
Hey, no. Get out of here. Clark, get out of here.
My mistake.
Yes, it is your mistake. It's lingering. So
There's a couple facts that we're going to go through, and we're going to come across who the Scranton Strangler is, aka Toby Flenderson, the HR rep of The Office. So there's two different motives for why Toby Flenderson may possibly be the Scranton Strangler. One of them is that he's constantly in the work environment that he's in, is not very liked by his boss, Michael Scott. Everybody knows Michael Scott.
That's what she said?
Michael Scott and him have this very odd tension between the two of each other. They're always bickering, going back and forth. Michael is just always going off on Toby for some reason.
These are silent killers.
You are the silent killer. Go back to the annex.
You'll see.
Toby is in HR, which technically means he works for corporate, so he's really not a part of our family. Also, he's divorced, so he's really not a part of his family. Toby's divorced. He, recently, right? You and your wife? And you have kids?
Oh.
It was really messy. He slept one night in your car, too?
Motive number 2 is Pamela. Toby low-key has a crush on Pam, the receptionist in the office.
That duck is so cute.
Hey, Pam.
Hey, guys.
Oscar, Angela.
here.
Hey. Where have you been all night? I was looking forward to hanging out with you. Hey. Don't you have a daughter?
Yes. Wait, you and Pam aren't in couples counseling, are you? Oh, God.
No. We're just starting couples counseling. And you guys. Kelly called it 2013.
So Pam being in this little, love affair with Jim, it's kind of I guess you could say it's hard for Toby to watch this go down and stuff like that. So he takes out all of his anger by strangling people. So there's two motives. You got Michael being abusive to him.
This is the worst. This is the worst. You are the worst. I hate looking at your face. I want to smash it.
And you got Pam and Jim falling in love, and it's hard for Toby to watch because he is creepily in love with Pam.
How dare you?
What's this?
Oh.
I just want to remind everyone about the company rules involving PDA.
So there is this weird part where, I guess his fantasy in his head kind of got, the best of him, and he reached and grabbed Pam's thigh.
More like, hey everyone, let's get your boss laid Saturday. I have an announcement to make. I am moving to Costa Rica. I'm just gonna hop the fence and jog home now.
So that's like a little bit, you know, that adds on to the whole reasoning that he does all of this because of Pam. Weird flex, but okay. So the day that Pam and Jim had their baby, the Scranton Strangler striked again.
I decided to give baby Halpert a newspaper from the day she was born. This frame set me back 55 bones. But she decided to take her sweet time, so now I have to switch it with today's paper.
Why would the Scranton Strangler strike coincidentally on the day of that birth? Because it is Pam's baby that she had with Jim. Toby being, like, you know, heavily in love with her, boom, he goes out and strikes again. And there's one episode where Jim and Pam go to a church to christen their baby. I think that's what the word is. I don't know. They did some God and Jesus little praising on the little baby. And Toby, whenever he came to the... that's what she said.
That's what she said. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the worst joke ever.
Whenever he came to the church, he was having like a really hard time walking into the church. He was just like, I don't know if I can do this, because, you know, he strangled somebody on the day of that baby's birth, and he's just like, you know, God's gonna be looking down on you, boy. And he's just like, oh my God, I don't want to go in this church. It's odd. You can see that Toby, like, you know, is walking into the church, and he's like, I can't do this. So he just leaves. So Toby is absent during that. Exhibit C. So Toby has a car. He has a green little car. It has been seen in the parking lot during the parkour episode of The Office. There's like a cold open where they find the Scranton Strangler and they trap him in his house.
They caught the Scranton Strangler. They trapped him in his house.
Coming to you from the corner of
Columbia Street and Washington Ave. When is he gonna come out?
What we all pray is the last.
Bet he's wishing he had a hybrid, right? 60 miles to the gallon in the city.
No, I bet he's wishing he was strangling someone.
Okay, that's our street. That's our street. He's going down our street. Okay.
Toby happens to be absent from the office on that day. And where does everybody happen to be sitting? At Toby's desk. Where's Toby? I don't know. Probably involved with a mother effing car chase. That is literally Toby's car in the car chase. If you zoom in closely and you put them next to each other, you do this and that, boom.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
I just wanted to let you know that I'll be taking a leave of absence starting next week.
Oh, because you've been on the lam?
Coincidence? I think not. He's coincidentally on the trial, so he can easily get that person in trouble and frame him, basically.
I was actually selected to be a juror on a very high-profile case.
Yes.
What's the case, Toby?
Well, I really can't talk about it, but it's a very high-profile case.
Is it criminal?
He's rubbing his neck. He's rubbing his neck.
He's rubbing his neck.
He's rubbing his neck.
Oh, Scranton Strangler! Oh, no
I
way.
can neither confirm nor deny this. Let's just say I'll be up to my neck in jury duty.
So Toby also claims that he likes the attention of being in the jury, of being on it and stuff like that. Exhibit D. Toby eventually, in a couple of seasons later, goes to the jail where the supposed Scranton Strangler is at.
Toby Flenderson, here to see George Howard Scubb.
This is the prison.
He went and tried to, you know, speak with him and talk to him, saying that he has some good evidence that, you know, that could prove him innocent. Because he feels really, really guilty, obviously. So he goes there and speaks to him and is talking about, like, oh, we'll be good friends, this and that. He's strangled whenever he comes out. People, you know, that easily is a write-off showing that, like, you know, that the Scranton Strangler coincidentally and ironically strangled Toby. Nah, bruh. Think about it. There's more to the story. He obviously went in there, told the guy that, look, you're innocent, I framed you, I'm the real Scranton Strangler. What do you think that man is gonna do? Just sit there and ha 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 be friends with you? No.
I am not going in there with expectations, per se. I will meet George Howard Scubb. I will tell him that I believe he is innocent. I would understand if he felt motivated to hug me. I would understand if a friendship began.
Well, the good news is no more guilty conscience. At least you know he is the Strangler.
proof is in the grip. Did they say when the vocal cords would heal? You offered your neck in search of the truth. The proud neck of justice, isn't that the expression? Yeah, well, anyway, it was very brave.
Toby was strangled because he told him the truth, and basically, obviously, the guy did not like that and was like pissed off that Toby framed him. Ironically, Toby was then strangled by the guy. What's even weirder is, like, inside the mind of like a criminal, you would really think that like it's always on their mind, they're feeling guilty all the time. So he's always, even after the trial, he was always talking about the Scranton Strangler, this and that. Nobody else in the office is always, you know, harping about the Scranton Strangler as much as Toby. People make jokes about it, but Toby goes in detail. Like, he knows what's going on, you know.
You know who's not going to get to work on some exciting new startup this year? George Howard Scub, aka the alleged Scranton Strangler. Because he's in prison for something he may not have done.
I'm sorry, the Scranton who?
The Scranton Strangler. George Howard Scub, haven't I told you about the jury I was on a couple years ago?
Oh, what happened?
I think it's kind of hateful, although I am a little happy right now to have a platform to talk about the outcome of a case that I was recently a juror on, the Scranton Strangler. A man's being put to death. I was part of the verdict, and I'm not so sure he's guilty anymore.
So you set him up.
Yes, he's innocent.
I knew it. I knew it from the beginning this was a possibility.
What are you talking about? I just did this now.
A few years ago, when I was on the jury, the Scranton Strangler.
Sure.
I always thought he might have been set up, but I felt pressured to convict.
That's gotta be tough.
Tough? I put an innocent man on death row.
But like, honestly, all the evidence adds up to Toby Flenderson being the Scranton Strangler. Alright, well that pretty much wraps up the video, and you can like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.